Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this without tearing up. And I just wanted to give a huge thank you to my dear friend Logan, who gifted this and wrote this for us, all of us really. But she gifted it to me and gave me permission to read this in honor of grief today. So, Mac, we love you, and Logan, I love you. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. Grief is a word we have learned to describe the experience of loss, the way in which one processes the loss of something important, something that held meaning, something of true significance. That is the exquisite and barely tolerable pain that transcends the bounds of what is considered to be appropriate or acceptable, or which the time allows us to explore a sinkhole that has taken up space as a new resident. Grief is when one walks the perimeter of that sinkhole, or at least walks up to its edge, to peer over and down into the dark and endless cavity that it has formed in. The absence of what once was and what is now no more. There are so many people that share learned wisdom in how one can conquer grief. There are books and lectures, scientific research, and studies that do their best to explain the chemistry of sadness. The chemicals created by your body in a miraculous explosion triggered by thoughts, perceived threats that your physical body responds to with adrenaline, cortisol, too much for your tiny human brain to process all at once. Grief. It's a word to define the constructs of that special type of pain. It's a word to define the constructs of that special type of pain. It's there for you to fall back on when an explanation of what your loss was worth is needed. The depths of that sinkhole can't be measured, not really, but it can be labeled. For you to understand when it's no longer yours to explore or gaze upon, like the great void with no end that is. To grieve is to lose something so unique, so special, so precious, that you are only allowed time enough to accept that it is gone forever and that you must move on with haste, or time will move on without you. Sorry. Such a loss is proof of love, and the power and magic of love is the depth of the sinkhole when something or someone we love leaps. That depth is what we are most afraid of, that endless space in which time knows no measure, where space in which time knows no measure, where a connection is not altered and continues in energy and spirit, that type of love that continues and goes on with or without the consent of those who participated, however innocently. Those lines are not linear, and the things or the people that embody this miraculous occurrence, this depth of experience that can shift from sorrow to joy and express its expansive nature in moments of sincerity shared by connection of two souls. That is something worthy of reverence. That is what leaves such sinkholes. Those moments are rare, and their remembrance worth mourning. Don't minimize the pain of losing the embodied, the person or the place that was the house for that truth. That love is a key to finding your way when you are lost. That sinkhole in its depth won't consume you in darkness. No, that space left by the one you loved will give you sanctuary. That pain of missing someone so much that your heart broke for the pain is the reminder that something truly remarkable took place. And the broken heart with its pieces that you carry, those pieces are proof that you have known true love. Grief is how we temper the weight of a loss so great that the absence of that person cannot be reconciled without a wager, a war, a debt that would challenge and question God, the Maker himself, and all his creatures on the earth as to their purpose. A love that knows no bounds. That is a debt that will never be repaid, a void never be filled again, a loss you never stop mourning, because you can't stop missing that person, not even when they've gone and left this plane, because love like that, it doesn't fade or grow old or forget or change. It remains. It continues, and we are entitled for our pain, so that we remember always and honor the space in our life that was this defining and remarkable expression of one's life journey. It is yours, and let no man take that away from you. It is yours. Grief. So shout out to Logan, Toppy Fine, Thank you so much for your epic words, and I hope that this reading or this writing, this poem or this, I don't know, whatever you call it, essay, if you will, on grief, will touch somebody else's soul the way that it touched mine. So, Mac, we love you. We miss you. Miss all the people that are gone. And I don't really know what to say. So, I did my best. Ciao.